Welcome to Talk Winsford, the place that highlights the people, the passion and the projects making our town brighter. Today's episode is special. I'm sitting down with the biggest name I've had on, someone with real power to bring change to Winsford. Get ready to hear from Dan Price, the Police and Crime Commissioner for Cheshire, who's shaping the future right here. We're talking devolution, volunteers and phone-free schools. Let's dive in and find out what's in store for our community, straight from Dan himself.
So the Police and Crime Commissioner is the voice of the public, right? So the police are one public service. We've got lots of different public services and they're going to be spending huge amounts of public money. And the Police and Crime Commissioner is that voice of the public to make sure that it's being spent on priorities the public have. Now, of course, Chief Constable has operational independence. That is different to some other public services for very obvious reasons. Chief Constables have operational independence. But, you know, we recently had a proposal from Chief Constable to reduce PCSO numbers as part of the budget setting process. And I weighed in and was able to secure extra funding and effectively go out and talk to the public about paying a little bit extra to save as many as we can. And I'm pleased to say that we did save in total around 30 of the 60 that were being proposed to be cut. So that's one really recent example of what a PCC can do, which is different to a Chief Constable. So the Police and Crime Plan has three areas. One is reduce crime, one is listen to the public, and the third is modernise, right? So reduce crime, obviously, that should be a constant, right? But listen to the public and modernise are two things that we do differently to, I would say, lots of other PCCs. So we're spending about £500,000 a year this year on automation and AI in policing so that we can really drive up innovation and productivity, and that's really in its infancy, but it's now ramping up. Listen to the public. We do citizens' assemblies all over Cheshire, so making sure that I'm listening to everybody, you know, and I appreciate that's really hard to get right, but if I just put on a community meeting, I know regulars that turn up to community meetings. I need to talk to people who don't normally engage in that way. And on the reducing crime stuff, we do a whole bunch of different things there. So I've been really proud about saying I want to be more prevention focused, increase the funding that we make to things like the swap fund. So £200,000 a year that we give out to community projects right across the county for money that we seize from criminals. And another good example of where we're doing things differently on the reducing crime side is that we have an ex-offenders to employment programme now. So if you're an ex-offender being managed by probation, we help get you into employment. And ultimately we know that if we get somebody who's got a criminal history into employment, chances of them offending massively reduces. Right? And then another area which is really on the prevention side is phone-free education. Right? So there is more and more online safety issues and safeguarding issues happening in schools and at home. Very difficult area to try and fix without central government legislation and regulation. But I've committed about £150,000 to get all of our county's high schools to have lockable phone pouches. We're all spending probably too much time online, right? I appreciate this will be getting viewed online, right? But that is the way the world is. But we should make sure that young people don't have their educations derailed by what are quite addictive devices. And hopefully regulation catches up and actually there's a lot more that the tech themselves do to make their platform safer. They've got a long way to go. For me, it's you know, one of the most important things that we need to do, because this is the next generation of our county. So if we aren't putting time and energy and resources into looking after them and making them the sort of adults that we want them to be, and that they need to be in society, then we're sort of failing in our part. We're failing ourselves and we're failing them. So you know, I was very proud about the fact that when we introduced the swap fund, and previous commissioners have had similar funds, I have a £200,000 fund. We took away the cash match element to it, which basically means lots of youth organisations can now access it. Like if you've got £1,000 or £5,000 and someone said you can only have it if you can also put another 5,000 or whatever thousands of pounds in. That's a big barrier to lots of organisations, especially youth organisations. Oh, invaluable. This stuff just would not happen without volunteers. And some places are fortunate enough to have a paid or a partially paid member of staff. But a big part of what that paid member of staff responsibility is to get the volunteers in, right? And I know there is an incredible amount of people out there that do a huge amount, both in youth services and elsewhere, right? I totally get that. I think it's a big thing about this country that people just volunteer an awful lot of their time. So it's invaluable. I'm going from here to an event which is about thanking volunteers in policing and in the criminal justice system. So it's a big part of making things better. I mean, devolution is a word that I think some of us know what it means and some of us don't, right? And so in essence, it's about local people having a greater say in what happens. And I would really challenge anybody why that's not a good thing. That's what we want. And from my point of view, all too often, when you want to get something done of any significant scale, right? The first thing you have to do is write to a minister and sort of make your case and try and see if you can get the ear of the minister. And it's just too slow. So devolution puts more decision making and funding in local leaders' hands. It's been years in the making and it's sort of finally on the horizon. Optimism, look, I'm a natural optimist, right? So, and some people would tell me blindly optimistic, but I think you've got to be optimistic if you do public service, right?
Yeah.
The big things that I can see on the horizon is devolution, undeniably, because that gives us new funding to do more. And I'm affected by all of that. Policing Crime Commissioner Office comes to an end in 2028. But broadly speaking, I think it's going to be good for the county to have more responsibility and will somehow fit in with all of that. I think, we've got, the council's got some ambitious plans for sort of regeneration. The high street nationally is going through a really difficult transition. And the biggest cause of it is that we're all buying more and more stuff online. And as a consequence, we are losing our high streets. So that extra capacity that's coming through devolution to help, make our communities the sort of centres that we're all proud of, but maybe I think public service has been unable to react as fast as, say, the actual transition's happening because it's happening fast. And so I am optimistic that basically we're going to have the sort of tools and the finances at our disposal to sort of do that sort of redesigning that's needed. And I am optimistic for our big commitment to our phone for education, which in September, we're on track to have around about 75% of our schools to have lockable phone pouches. That is going to be transformational for lots of young people.